Hello, I have Abby here with me,
Hi.
and we are going to be looking at a new material. And this is a new material to Abby, just like maybe it's new for you, or maybe this will be review for you. But somehow Abby escaped all of her upper L learning without having had this lesson. And some of you maybe have never had this lesson, and that's okay because you don't need this lesson or you don't have to have this lesson if you're already abstract with your multiplication, although it is a fun one to do. This is a new long multiplication, but this one is kind of that bridge between using one of our checkerboards or large bead frames and moving into more on paper. So are you ready to look at the new material?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on just one second. Let's switch out our view here. Okay, so now you should be able to see this material in front of us. This is called the golden bead frame. Now the golden bead frame looks similar to some other materials in class. What other material does this look like?
The long bead frame when you put it this way.
Oh, Abby says this looks like the large bead frame. What makes you think of the large bead frame?
It has the beads on the little hole things.
On the wires? So she's seeing that there's beads on the wires. Yes, that's one way it looks like the large bead frame. It also looks like the large bead frame because the wires are broken up into the simple family, units, tens, and hundreds, and then the thousand family, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, and the million family, million, 10 million, 100 million. So that's something similar. How is it different than the large bead frame?
All the beads are gold.
Yes, on the golden bead frame, the beads are gold. Okay, I'm going to put it back this way because we don't use it that direction. We use it this direction. Now what material does it look like?
It looks like the checkerboard with these little colored dots.
Yes, so if you remember, the checkerboard is the checkerboard squares are made up of the different colors, green, blue, red, and then it repeats green. And they go this direction, green, blue, red, green, blue, red. It also goes that way, this direction, green, blue, red, green, and continues. So this has numbers along the bottom like our checkerboard. Maybe it's hard to see on the video. Right now they're just zeros. And then along this side here, they have the colors, green, blue, red, and green for the unit, the 10, the 100, and the 1,000. Okay, so are you ready to do your first example or your first equation using this new material?
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to switch us to gallery view so you can see us at the same time. So this material is really cool. This helps you do your multiplication, but if you've multiplied on the large bead frame, you know that it's not easy. And it takes a long time because you have to multiply each category separately. And you have to do that kind of here too, but I know that you know your facts, and so we can do a shortcut using this material. Here in our basket that sits on top of the math shelf, we have special golden bead frame paper. And inside here we have strip paper for our equation, for part of our equation, and then we have tickets for our multiplier. So I'm going to set a couple of those out, and then these ones. So this is for our multiplicand. That's the number that we're multiplying by. And on the checkerboard, it goes on the bottom. And on the golden bead frame, it goes on the bottom. It goes right down. We'll set it right up here once we've written on it. And then the tickets would go right along this side over here. Okay, we are going to multiply a number in the thousands today. We're going to do 1,246. And I'm using pen just so that you can see it on the camera. You should always do math in pencil. And we want these to line up with the wires. So I'm going to hold it right here, and I'm going to write our number. We're going to do 1,246. That's the number we're going to be working with, 1,246. And you see how I've lined it up with the wires that correspond to those, the unit, the 10, the 100, and the 1,000. We're going to take our number, 1,246, and we're going to multiply it by 3. We're going to take this number 3 times. And since we're multiplying by a unit, we'll place it right there on the unit. Okay, I'm going to switch us back to the other mode so that you can see what's happening on the wires, and we will do this equation. Okay, 1,246 taken 3 times. Okay, Abby, this is where it's different than the flat bead frame, or different than the large bead frame. When we are doing 6 taken 3 times, I don't think you need to count each 6 3 times. You don't need to count 6 and then 6 more and then 6 more. You know that 6 taken 3 times is
18.
So can you put 18 on the frame? Yes, 18. She knows her facts so that this goes a little faster. Okay, now we're going to take our 10, 4, 3 times. What is 4 taken 3 times?
12.
12. So go ahead and put 12, 10, 11, 12. Okay, now we're going to take our 100 3 times. So that's 2 taken 3 times.
6.
Okay, put 6 on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's one right there.
But that was 1 from your 12.
Right.
6. Okay, now we have our thousands left. 1,000 taken 3 times. 1 times 3. 3. I'm going to move this down just so you can see all of the beads. Okay, there's our answer. Let's go ahead and write our whole equation because that was super quick, right? 1,246 times 3, and we already have our answer. 1,246 times 3 equals
3,738.
That was really fast. That was a really fast way to multiply, wasn't it? Okay, let's try another one. What number would you like to do?
7,430.
Okay, we're going to clear our board. And I listened, but I didn't pay attention.
7,431.
37,431. And how many times are we going to multiply that?
5.
Times 5. Okay, 7,431 taken 5 times. We'll start with our unit. 1 unit times 5
is 5.
is 5. Okay, now we have 3 tens times 5. 3 times 5.
15.
15. Okay, now we have 4 hundreds. 4 hundreds times 5. 4 times 5.
20.
20. Okay, now we have 7,000 take times 5. 7,000 5 times. 7 times 5.
35.
Okay. 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 35. Look at that. We solved it just that fast. Let's go ahead and record our answer. We have 7,431 times 5 equals what?
37,155.
Whoa.
Big number.
7,431 taken 5 times gives us 37,155. Wow. And just like that, Abby was able to multiply some really big numbers really quickly. I'm just going to slide that out of the way so we can look at our 2 equations. She was able to multiply pretty big numbers times 3 and then times 5. And this material helped her do it really quickly. That was so much quicker than checkerboard when you get out all the beads, and then you have to trade all the beads, then you have to do all the sliding and all the business, right? So the golden bead frame, sometimes it's called the flat bead frame because it doesn't stand up. See, it's just flat. The flat bead frame helps you do multiplication really fast. And this leads into some other work with getting it onto paper so that you're ready for paper, and pretty soon you'll be doing multiplication without a material. And that will be an exciting day. One thing I forgot to mention was how to do your follow-up for these 2 lessons. What I would like you to do in your math journal, you can write these on number strips, your full equations that you solved. You can write them on number strips and then tape them in your math journal. Or you could just do your recording in your math journal. So like if this were the equation that I just worked with, well, I'm going to show this video twice, or I'm going to use this twice. But this was our single digit one. I could tape it in or write it in. And here's our double digit one. I could tape it in or write it in. I want you to do a few of each one, say more than 5, less than 10, unless you love it, and then do as many as you want. But you should do at least 5 for your single digit. And then once you've had the double digit lesson, I want you to do 5 more with the double digit. And then your recording would either be taped strips into your journal or written in your journal. So your page would look something like this. You'll have a title at the top of your page, and then you're going to have your equations that you did. So the first one that we did was 1,246, and we multiplied that by 3, and our answer was 3,738. I'm just copying it directly off of the strip we used. And then that was number 1. And then number 2 was this one, 7,431 times 5. Copying directly off the strip. You could just tape it in. Whoa, I didn't notice there was a kind of a pattern there. And then you would have 3, number 4, and number 5, and more if you really enjoyed this work. You can do as many as you want. And when you have done all of the single digit ones, if you have room on this page, stay on this page. If not, flip to your next page. Then you would record the ones that you did here. And I do a squiggle so I can see that it's a different lesson. And I will list them here. I'm not going to list them now, but you know what to do for your follow-up. You're going to have a page in your journal, title it Golden Bead Frame, and then list the equations that you solve using the online Golden Bead Frame. Okay, thanks again. Bye-bye. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. I will share another video with how to use a digital online version of the Golden Bead Frame that you can use for your follow-up. I hope to see you then. Bye-bye.